Last week, a really good friend of mine, Kendall Langston, who's a business and leadership expert in New Zealand, was in visiting me for a week to have some fun and do some work. And he brought me a book. He brought me this book, Legacy by James Kerr, Legacy. And this is about the top pro rugby team literally in the world. They're from New Zealand. They're called the All Blacks. And I played rugby in college. So, I grew up in playing rugby thinking that the All Blacks were the greatest thing that ever happened to the sport. And they were. If you think of like American football, take all the best American football teams put together in their best years. That's basically the All Blacks. They've got an 86% win ratio. In other words, one of the highest performing teams in the world. And what this book talks about is how they do it. And here's a couple of key ideas. The first thing is they have a really clear purpose. They represent their country. They represent the winningest rugby team in history. Their purpose is to make their country proud and to make sure that they leave the jersey better than they found it, which is part of their legacy. To make sure that not just today, but they're going to represent what happened in the past and they're going to build for the future. The reason I tell you all this is not only is this a great book that you should absolutely get, but it really strikes at the heart of what takes a corporate culture and a business really to the highest levels of success is being able to help your people understand what is the purpose of our business and what is the legacy we want to leave. Now, for some companies, this is really easy. You look at Medtronic that makes pacemakers, or when I was at Genentech, they had giant posters on the side of the building of some of the people that they had helped with their drugs. And you can go on and on. I worked for the Mayo Clinic for years. Pretty clear purpose and a pretty clear legacy there. But there are other organizations I've worked for that the purpose and the legacy may not seem quite as evident, but once you dug a little deeper, you could realize that these businesses had a profound impact on the people they served, their communities, and they really had the chance to bring great meaning to their work and to leave a legacy in their area of the world or maybe the entire world. So I want to challenge you to really sit down and think about what is the purpose of your business. And Simon Sinek said this pretty well, the why. It's easy to know what you do. It's not that hard to figure out how you do it, but figuring out that why, that meaningful purpose, that noble cause that you're committed to can be very, very motivating, very engaging for your employees. And then also, what legacy do you want to leave? How do you want your business to be remembered? Let me take it even one more level. While I was here with Kendall, he sat down and we spent a half a day with me talking about my purpose in my business and my legacy. And the purpose in my business, and it's what I've dedicated 20 years of my life to, is helping people be more successful. Everything I do, every product I create, every program I teach, every presentation I give, all the mentoring and coaching, everything I do is for one purpose: to help people be more successful and thereby make their businesses more successful. So I challenge you personally to think about, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why do I get up every day? Why do I do what I do? And what do you want to leave behind you in your community, in your family, in your business? Because I believe that'll help you be more motivated, you be even more passionate too. Speaking of passion, I had the great opportunity to get interviewed by John Lee Dumas, and many of you know he's got a podcast called EO on Fire, Entrepreneur on Fire, one of the most popular podcasts on iTunes. If you're not listening to it already, you should be. He interviews actually someone every single day, every day. And he always tries to find cool, interesting, bright, intelligent, highly successful people to interview. Unfortunately, he couldn't find one of those recently, so he had to interview me. But it was a fun interview, and it talked about my path to entrepreneurial success, and both of us shared what I believe are some really powerful ideas that apply to anyone wanting to achieve a higher level of success. So I put a link to that here. Please check it out, and if you like that, please send it around to your network, because I think there's some cool ideas in there that, well, help people be more successful.